complementary clause. Then next to it, signature. And last one, if needed, it's enclosures. Okay, one by one we see here what's. Okay, first one is sender's address. Sender's address means what? The one who writes the letter. That person's letters you have to write at the left side. Earlier what happened? At this side we have to write sender's or writer's address. What happened? At earlier time we have to write, or we were write at the right side. It's also correct. At the right side of your hand you have to write your address. The one who writes the letter, the one who is called as the sender, that person should write his or her own address at the right hand of that letter. And now today it's ritual. Today it's that becomes ritual that at the right side also it's accepted that you have to write your address. Here at that time, here you have to write your address. Okay, sender's address. For example, okay, Smita, for example, Smita J. Joshi. Okay, take an example of it. You have to put full stop. After that, you have to write main road. Then next comma, put comma. Then next to it, Nasik. Okay. In examination, generally when you will have to write this type of formal letter, at that time, maybe sometimes biodata is provided to you, in examination paper, and sometimes when it will not provided to you, at that time you have to take your fake name, okay, not real name. Don't write here XYZ or ABC like that. So write here any fake name of yours, you would like take it that, and write here like Smita J. Joshi. Okay, then main road, any fake address you can write here. Afterwards that, write down here date. Okay, for example 13th December, 2021, like that. Okay, and put full stop. Next to it, here we have completed the second point also, that is date. We come towards here date. Okay, got it? Here sender's address. At firstly write here your address, take a fake name in your examination. When in real life you write you will write the letter, at that time you should not take the fake name of yours. Okay, so then here Smita J. Joshi, in examination you will take like that any kind of name, then address of yours. After that date you have to mention. Remember that at the left side, when you go to write this left side, all the first letters come beneath one by one, exactly beneath to one by one. Okay, below one by one. That is, see here S, M, N and 3. All these words and last one is number is below exactly each other. Now next one is, what's the here? Designation of the senders. Okay, whatever the designation you have to mention, then receiver's address. Whatever receiver's address you have to write here again left hand. Okay, so here write receiver's address. Here also, here don't mention sender's address. Okay, like that. Do not put heading. For your understanding, I only have been written. Okay, now next to here receiver's address, you have to write here receiver's address like that. Okay, the letters also like that, exactly beneath or below to each other, each and every. So lastly you have to put full stop after your completion of full name, you have to put full stop. Then afterwards of it, put comma. Then after Nasik also you have to put comma. And after that, when you complete your whole date, at that time you have to put full stop. Here also you have to put the address of that receivers, comma, and afterward lastly to that address you have to put full stop. So remember all those things very carefully, because it's language paper, grammatically we have to correct, and that's why it will be checked in your examination. That's why it's necessary. Now next to it, that we are going towards reference. Reference means what? In reference means in which paper, where did you have seen the advertisement of job type. So you have to write these reference to here. For example, may you have seen this Times of India, maybe you had been seen it in Saka newspaper. Okay, lots of newspaper are there, and you were seen any kind of newspaper, any one of these newspapers, and you have to write reference about that newspaper. The date also you have to mention, at which date you have seen that advertisement in particular that newspaper. Okay, for example, I have to write here Times of India. Okay, Times of India, and dated for example 13 December. You will go to write like that. If the 13 December, before that date you have to write. For example, I have to write here 21. Okay, 21st December 2021, like that. Okay, you have to write like that in reference. Then subject, what type of subject you have to mention. Okay, so that the intention of your writing about that paper is cleared, and that's why you have to write here subject also. So application for the post of, for example, application for the post of an engineer, application for the post of ITI teacher, application for the post of primary teacher, like that, etc. Okay, so you have to write this sentence: application for the post of, application for the post of, and you have to fill here what's about the job application subject. Okay, primary teacher or here an engineer, about all those things, anyone. Okay, what is you have to write in question about that job application. Now next to it we are come towards salutation. Okay, see here, salutation after subject you have to come towards salutation. Salutation, in what way you greet the person whom you write the letter. That very first word, the beginning words of your letter, that's called as the salutation. So what's here salutation? Remember this one, it's most matter that it's the formal letter. So it's the formal letter, and so that you have to remember that one, that is that the salutation. It's the formal letter, so you can write here respected. Okay, respected, honored. Then next to it or dear sir or madam. Okay, like that. So you have to write these any one of these salutation word. okay, respected, honored, dear madam or sir, like that, and put comma afterwards that. And next come here body of the letter. You should must to the point. That's why body of the letter means what you will go to write into that letter about your earlier achievement, about your experiences, about the nuisance you were faced at the time of Ganpati festival. If you will go to write letter to newspaper editors about the nuisance or irregular water supply, irregular electricity at your locality, about those things, at that time you have to be careful about the subject matter, and that's why you have to write at least 2 or 3 paragraphs into that. It's called as the body of the letter. Okay, it's called as the body of the letter. Actually, you go to structure sentence, it's called as the body of the letter. So you have to write into this point at least 3 paragraphs, and into these 3 paragraphs, each paragraph should be contain 3 or 4 sentences. Okay, then come towards lastly here complementary clause. What do you mean by complementary clause? Complementary, I am going to write, you do not write at examination type these all points. Okay, complementary clause, what we called here as lastly you said that thanking you. Okay, thanking you, because it's formal letter. Pay attention to these all points. It's formal letter, that's why we have to write receiver's address. It's application letters, that's why we have to mention reference, job application letter. Then also we have to mention subject. But if there is, when you will want to take permission from principal, from your teacher, as well as when you will write at that time, write newspaper editors about the irregularity, about anything, about water, about electricity, etc., or the nuisance which were you faced at your locality. At that time, you should not write reference. Okay, because reference is only write in job application. At that time you have to only write subject. Remember this one. Now next is, if there is job application or the any semi-formal letter, okay, letters to editor, letters to principal, teachers, we called it, or the bank, letters to depot, book depot. So at that time you have to use this salutation word. Okay, the next body of the letter, the next to it complementary clause, into that you have to write thanking you. Then signature of yours. At the left hand of your letter you have been written your address, then receiver's address. That's why you have to write at the left hand your signature, that is yours faithfully, yours faithfully, yours faithfully. Or the second word you can use here, that is sincerely, sincerely, sincerely. Okay, so you can use these any one of these 2 words. Now here yours, don't write here yours apostrophe. Okay, don't write here yours apostrophe like that, it's wrong. Okay, its meaning is wrong. So what's correct here, you have to use, that is yours faithfully or yours sincerely. Afterwards of these signature you have to put comma and write here your name, that is Smita J. Joshi. Okay, here Smita, don't write here like as ABC or XYZ, okay, like that, don't write, because you have been written here earlier in your address, that is called as the sender's or writer's address, that is Smita J. Joshi. So your signature is there, that is Smita J. Joshi. Okay, put full stop.